Hello YouTube, and I haven't published any technical video for a while, so in order to prevent me to get lazy, today's topic is about this Stream API. Let's talk about the search for data by using search methods of the Stream classes, including find first, find any match, or match and non-match. These methods will be applied to generic stream, double stream, in the stream, and long stream. So let's look at the signature of the stream method findAny. It returns an optional with generic type T. Find first, same thing, return an optional with generic type T. That means findAny and find first could find nothing, and the optional will don't have anything and is empty optional. Or match any match and non-match. It takes a predicate as parameter returns true and false, and the signature and return type is Boolean, and parameter is a predicate, is a functional method, and the type is again lower bound generic question mark super T. Here is an example. We first create a stream. The stream is have type string, and we call that test search. Here we pass in the list, first print out the list, and we create a stream from the list, and we call the findAny on the stream. It returns an optional. If findAny, this optional have a method called ifPresent. If there's anything find, this method will be applied to the stored element. Otherwise, this method is skipped. Next, we create another stream and call find first. Notice if a stream already consumed, you cannot call the method again. Otherwise, you get an exception. Stream is only one time. That's why we didn't store the stream when we call list stream. Instead, we create a new stream from the list and call the find first. This time, we call a different method on the optional. We call isPresent. This returns true or false. If we get a true, then we call this statement. Notice find first get will throw exception if the optional is empty. So in order to prevent us from getting exception, we first guard this statement with a Boolean is present. Next, we check. We create a new stream and we call or match. This time we check if the element contains a string A. And we print out the Boolean true or false. We do the same for any match, non-match. As the method name suggests, or match means all the element should contain A, which is not the case. Plum, for example, didn't contain A. So any match is, as the name suggests, apple, for example, contains A, so any match is passed. Non-match, if apple already matched, so non-match shouldn't be true. That's the result says non-match is false. Any match is true, for example, apple. Or match is false, for example, plum. And let's check the first two statements. Here, list stream findAny. findAny if present. findAny any element. For example, apple is one of the elements, so findAny returns apple. And if present will not be skipped because we have something, and printing is called to print out the apple elements. That's why we get the first line. The second line, when we have the find first, the first element is apple. That's why we get the apple as a second line. Next, we passed in an empty string, empty array list. For an empty array list, if present, we'll skip the system print line because we find nothing. And is present will be false because find first is empty. There's nothing stored, so this statement is skipped, and we didn't get exception by calling find first get. And the next three lines are so we didn't bring out apple. Then the next three lines are kind of contradictory. For empty string or match, okay, it's true. No match is also true. Any match is false. Just to remember the result, the behavior for the empty string. If you study logic, those words might make sense, but like in plain English, that doesn't make sense. But just remember this. Next, let's go through the primitive streams. First, the double stream. Double stream have method find any, but the signature is a little bit different. The return type is optional double. Find first have optional double. Okay, this is lowercase. This typo. And those methods or match, any match, no match, they take a different type of a predicate. Here is a double predicate. And the next two primitive streams are very similar. They have the same function name, but different type. You see? Different type. Int predicates, optional int, long have optional long, and long predicate. So those are quite similar with a generic stream. So let's take a look at the example. We just go through the first one. The second and the third are very similar. Just remember we need to import optional double and optional int and optional long for each of those primitive streams. And here we create a double stream, and we call the find any, and which returns optional double. If the optional double, if present, then we apply print line to the element. And again, we create another double stream, and we call find first, and we print out if the element is present, otherwise it's skipped. Then we call the same thing or match. This time is a double predicate. We tell if any element, if all element above 0 true, which is not the case because we have this one. Then any element above 0 true, which is true because we have this guy. Non-element above 0 true is not true because we have this guy. Okay. Then we create an empty stream, and we also call the or match, any match, non match. Notice if you have a empty stream, you get the same case as a generic type. It's quite contradictory. Or match is true, and a non match is also true. Any match is false. So just remember the behavior. And for the non-empty one, find any element. Like the first one is one of the element, it returns. If present, then we print it out. So we print 0, 1. Find first, again, if present, we print out it. Or match is false, any match is true, non match is false. Okay, that's for the double stream. For the int stream, notice a little bit different now find any and find first is different. The reason is I added sorted. So after sorted, the first element is no longer 4. Okay, this is a different stream. Whatever. I probably should use the same stream so that it's more illustrative. So sorted, after sorted, the first element is 1, and we have this. And long stream, similar thing. Just remember the return type optional long, and the predicate is for long. And that's covered the topic of stream classes, including find first, find any match, or match, non match. Thanks for listening.